Welcome to Iron Paulsboro. A happy new year to everyone. We hope you enjoyed the Christmas show. It was a lot of fun putting together. I don't remember much of it, but I'm told it was pretty good. Today our program comes to you from Weiss's True Value Hardware Store here on Broad Street in Paulsboro. Remember, we try to get here once a year. It's a good spot to come, but they've been loyal sponsors and been in business for a long time.
John, they're very loyal, not only to Iron Paulsboro, to the record, and to Paulsboro. The Paulsboro people knew, and his dad before him, and look at our flags, John. We got St. Patty's Day. I love it. And just think twice, think Weiss.
Well, then you're talking about Hot Point appliances. Irma says she's had a Hot Point appliance how long?
40-some years, John.
Almost as long as the marriage. That's not bad. Got an interesting program for you. We've got some footage we've been holding in the camp because it's so cold outside. We're going to show you Paulsboro Day footage. That'll warm you up a little bit. So stay with us. We're coming right back. Also, Chief Vern Marino is going to join us. Phil's going to join us, talk about what's special here at the store. So, again, we'll be back, and stay with us.
Multi-policy discount. Paperless discount. Paid in full discount. Homeowners discount. Safe driver discount. Chipmunk family reunion. Someone stole the nuts. Squirrel jail. Justice.
Countless discounts. Now that's progressive. Call or click today.
Thinking about a new appliance or an LCD TV? Don't think twice. Think Weiss. Weiss True Value has a full line of LCD TVs plus a great variety of appliances. And of course, hardware items like True Test paints, Master Mechanic tools, electrical supplies, key duplicating, and Rug Doctor rentals. And for repairs on screens and windows, look no further. Weiss True Value, from making keys to selling appliances and LCD TVs. Don't think twice. Think Weiss. 39 West Broad Street, Paulsboro.
For everything, there's a season, and a time for everything under heaven. A time for sharing, a time for caring, a time for remembering, and a time for parting. When that time arrives, let Beth McBride Foley and Thomas D. Foley at the McBride Foley Funeral Home help you in your time of need. Offering a wide variety of funeral services from cremation to traditional, McBride Foley Funeral Home has been helping families with the loss of a loved one with over 50 years of combined service. McBride Foley Funeral Home, 228 West Broad Street, Paulsboro.
Welcome back. Our program continues from Weiss's True Value Hardware Store. Joining me now is Chief Vern Marino. And by the way, Vern was also sworn into office. I had the honor of being part of that ceremony. He's now a committee person in Woolwich Township as well. So his community service extends now to 2 municipalities, and he's going to be a great value in that municipality. He walks up and says his grandmother has a Hot Point appliance in her basement for how many years?
About 60 years.
And still running.
It still runs.
See, 60's not bad.
Efficient. Maybe not real efficient, but it runs.
See, 60's not bad, and I'm not real efficient either, and I'm still running, so not bad. Chief, first of all, congratulations on being elected to public office. That's going to be a whole new set of responsibilities, but you're still in this important role here in Paulsboro. We always like to have you on just for general updates. So how are things?
Thanks, John. I am looking forward to getting started in Woolwich. It's my hometown. I've been there, born and raised, so I'm very excited to start that next part of my life there as well. I wish I could say Paulsboro's been quiet over the holiday season, and it has relative to what we've seen in the past, but in the most recent weeks we've had stolen vehicles. It's concerning. We've had 6 vehicles taken in the last 2 weeks, and a lot of it is, all of it's from people leaving their cars running unlocked in front of their house. I get it. It's cold. People want to get into a nice warm and cozy car, but you know, today's cars don't need to be idling. I was told by many car dealers that get in your car and go. You don't need it to idle for 10, 15 minutes. So if I could stress anything to the public, to our residents, stop letting your cars run. Don't leave them unlocked. You know, lock their doors, lock their residents. That's how they're getting these cars.
It's amazing, isn't it? Because we've had people at the studio leave their car running. They think they're only going to be, 30 seconds. Car sits and runs for 3, 4, 5, 10 minutes. You're just inviting people to take your car because why not? It's cold outside. Who wants to walk? It takes a long time to wait for a bus. So you don't want to give people that opportunity. So, Vern, you're on top of that, I take it, right? I mean, at some point you'll figure that out.
Yes, our detectives are working closely with the prosecutor's office, the state police, Camden City. We know there's a network. Hopefully we'll bring it to a resolution sooner than later.
Yeah, I guess always the message is beware of your surroundings too. When you get out of your home, you look around. No matter what time of day, it's always something to be you just got to know where you are.
And if I could stress anything to the public, if they see anything suspicious, no matter how minute, please call 911. We'd rather come out and make sure it's nothing than have it be something later on.
Very good. And by the way, we're taping this show on January. It's not July. It's January 5th. So hopefully by the time you see the show, Vernon and his group have taken this in hand. But remember, precaution and just know your surroundings and don't let your car run without someone being in it.
That's correct. Some other news: we're advertising and looking for alternate crossing guards. Unfortunately, we just had two resign for personal reasons, but we're taking applicants as we speak. I'd like to try to hire 4 or 5 more alternate crossing guards. It helps us. We have 11 posts that are filled twice a day during the school season, and alternates are always a great help for us. And also, we're in the process of replacing our 19th officer.
Wow. On the crossing guard, because first of all, those people, what a wonderful, almost thankless job. When if I'm heading out of town early in the morning, they're on the corner. Today it was 11 degrees on the corner. What does that pay, Brian?
They do it by the hour. It comes out to almost $20 an hour. I think some of the new guards, it may not come in at that price, but our current ones are almost $20 an hour, so it's not a bad dollar amount.
And the kids really appreciate it because they get to know these people. I asked what it paid an hour because maybe try to get a shift in on the way out of town or up to the State House. Probably doesn't work, though, because I couldn't wear a suit. It'd be a little too chilly.
Yeah, and if they come aboard, we give them their winter jacket, their hats, their gloves, ID. But then they get training. It's some are annual training depending on their age, or it's a biannual training. We provide all that. We provide the medical. Physical that they have that's required, so we take care of all that. So, and again, it is a very important component that they do for the borough.
Very much so. If you're interested in being a crossing guard, my grandmother was one, which I could never understand because she couldn't hardly see and didn't hear well, but she enjoyed it immensely, and thank God everybody was safe. And Vern, if someone's interested, who do they contact? Do they stop at your office?
They can just come down to the police station, ask for an application, or go up to the borough hall, see Kathy, and she can get them one too.
Wonderful. We're visiting with Chief Vern Marino, also now committee person Marino in Woolwich Township as well. Heed his advice about your car running, being unattended and unlocked. You're inviting unwanted guests and you're inviting losing your car. So be very careful. Hopefully by the time you see this, that individual's been doing this has been apprehended. Not a very nice thing to do. Stay with us. We're coming right back.
Life is a journey that we travel with a lot of uncertainty. When your family is faced with change and you're in need of understanding, direction, honesty, and professionalism, we at the Landolfi Funeral Home have a tradition of assisting you with all of your needs in any way that we can. We offer many affordable funeral services. Please feel free to call us with any questions you may have or visit us at www.landolfifuneralhome.com.
Rizzo Family Chiropractic Center in Gibbstown offers pain relief with a difference. Using specific chiropractic adjustments, Rizzo Family Chiropractic will get to the root of your problem quickly. Bring your headaches, neck, back, joint, or limb pain to Dr. Karen Rizzo. If you have recurring pain, chiropractic can help. Rizzo Family Chiropractic can relieve many sources of pain without extended treatment and ongoing therapy. Give your family the gift of caring professional pain relief with a difference. Rizzo Family Chiropractic.
Come on down Route 55 to the Millville Airport. Visit Smith & Jackson Military Antiques and Firearms, a gun shop with a woman's touch. Buying, selling, and trading firearms and military items, especially seeking World War II, German, Japanese, and American items. Buying single items or entire collections. That's Smith & Jackson Military Antiques and Firearms at the Millville Airport, 21 Peterson Street, next to the Glasstown Brewing Company.
And welcome back. With me now is Phil Weiss. He was kind enough to have us in for this show today and been a sponsor since the inception of this program. And when we finish this interview, we'll go to a commercial and also going to come back then with an interview with Mark Camp. It'll look familiar to the Christmas show because we had good fortune to have a number of people through that day, so we recorded a couple segments. So you're not having a flashback or something going in the wrong direction. Phil, first of all, thanks for having us in. And how many years is the family here? I always ask the question.
I think we're up to 85 or 86 years in business. We were just talking about it earlier today. still here supporting the town and being supported by the local community, which is extremely important to us.
It's a lot of years, Phil. You got notes in your hand, so tell us what's new and what odds and ends will be of interest to someone who is thinking about stopping in.
First of all, thank you very much for bringing the show to us again. We appreciate it always when you come in. You had gave me an idea a while ago that finally I took advantage of trying to bring in, and that's water exchange. We have a 5-gallon water exchange program where it doesn't matter what brand that you had an empty for. You bring it in, put it into the empty container, get a ticket, and go up to the register. I think it's $6.99 for a 5-gallon bottle of water. So it's been going very, very well, and we really haven't had a chance to get it out there that much that we are doing it. So that's going very well.
I think we also bought another machine too. By the way, I suggested it because we got lazy. Steve Granados, who's my studio manager, standing off the side because we'd have to run over to Deptford to get 5 gallons of water we wanted to use in the studio. Now Phil has it, so it was very self-serving when I kept saying to Phil, will you get the Primo water bottles in, please?
And I listened to you finally. I did. Another new thing we brought in was flags. We had been requested by several customers if we had flags, and there's house flags and garden flags and stands for both. That's been going very well. It seems like our prices are in line or better than other places, and the selection that Lorraine's been choosing has been going over very well. We have a Facebook page. Linda started a Facebook page for the store, which has been taken off like crazy, and we put lots of information on there. If we're closing early due to snow, if we have a special going on, if we have something in stock people have been asking for. So the Facebook page, I think it's Weiss True Value of Paulsboro is our Facebook page.
You have to check, by the way.
Yeah, exactly.
I think I have a Facebook page. I have no idea what it is.
I'm with you.
I'm very serious.
I'm with you. Another thing that we've had that people, I don't know, realize or not, is propane exchange. We have a 21-tank cage and try to, put signage. We're not allowed to have the cage out front, but we've been doing propane exchange for about 5 years now, and I just came in from the cold just now to do one. So we have it year round.
Well, Phil, so I always associate propane with barbecue and grills, but it's year round?
Year round. A lot of folks have the topper heaters that can connect there. Thanksgiving time, people do the deep fried turkeys, and those little propane burners also use those tanks. So,
and I guess spot heaters, just like you said, that kind of mount on the top. Now I think about it, we have a bullet heater that's propane fired.
Absolutely, you're exactly right. There's different types of heaters that will take that. So,
now, by the way, the chief was on. He says his grandmother's got a hot point appliance, been in the basement working for 60 years. Irma had a refrigerator for 47 years. So you're still in the appliance business.
Absolutely, still in the appliance business. They didn't buy them from me. I wasn't here 60 years ago. So we've been on a tremendous run with appliances. I'm out every day, every other day, making deliveries. So very happy to have that part of the business going strong.
Phil, is there a charge for deliveries?
We don't charge for any delivery within an 8 or 9 mile radius. If there's a toll involved or a bridge, we would just to compensate for that. But it's usually myself and a helper bringing the appliance and taking away the old one.
Do you remove? I was going to say, so you pull the old one out as well.
Yep, we take it out and bring it back. The only thing we don't do is we don't install dishwashers and we don't hook up gas dryers or ranges. But if you are thinking about someone that you have in mind to do it, I can tell you if I think that that's a good move or not.
And also, too, I should mention for appliance repair, Phil's got a relationship with a real good person who handles that.
He's phenomenal. He's out of Pittman. If you need someone, stop in or call me. I'll give you his name and number. And he's been fantastic, and we get tremendous amount of compliments in recommending him. Very good.
Visiting with Phil Weiss. Our show's coming from Weiss's True Value here on Broad Street. Phil, hours of operation?
8:30 to 5:30 Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 4 on Saturday, and Sunday we rest.
Very good. It's a good day to rest, by the way. Stay with us. We're coming right back. Actually, when we come out of commercials, we're going to go to a segment with Mark Camp because we think on this day in January, you may want to look back on the wonderful Paulsboro Day celebration, and that'll warm things up a bit. So we'll see you after Mark's segment.
Multi-policy discount, paperless discount, paid in full discount, homeowners discount, safe driver discount, chipmunk family reunion, someone stole the nuts, squirrel jail, justice.
Countless discounts. Now that's progressive. Call or click today.
Thinking about a new appliance or an LCD TV? Don't think twice. Think Weiss. Weiss True Value has a full line of LCD TVs plus a great variety of appliances. And of course, hardware items like True Test paints, Master Mechanic tools, electrical supplies, key duplicating, and Rug Doctor rentals. And for repairs on screens and windows, look no further. Weiss True Value, from making keys to selling appliances and LCD TVs. Don't think twice. Think Weiss. 39 West Broad Street, Paulsboro.
For everything, there's a season, and a time for everything under heaven. A time for sharing, a time for caring, a time for remembering, and a time for parting. When that time arrives, let Beth McBride Foley and Thomas D. Foley at the McBride Foley Funeral Home help you in your time of need. Offering a wide variety of funeral services from cremation to traditional, McBride Foley Funeral Home has been helping families with the loss of a loved one with over 50 years of combined service. McBride Foley Funeral Home, 228 West Broad Street, Paulsboro.
And welcome back. No, it's not a return of the Christmas show. We did a number of segments that day, this day, at Gary's house, and one we wanted to cover because we never really utilized the Paulsboro Day footage that a number of people shot, including Amy and Judy. Mark, you were chairman of Paulsboro Day this year. It took on a special meeting because you had the 100th year anniversary of the refinery. They were a big partner. You had a successful day.
We had a very successful day, probably the biggest attendance we've ever had, and thanks to Paulsboro Refining Company. They picked up the tab for pretty much everything, including surprised everybody, free food. It was an excellent day. The weather was probably the best we've ever had. The crowds were great, and it couldn't have been a more perfect day.
Well, and to all you volunteers, not an easy event to put together, a lot of moving pieces.
Yes, but again, because of the refinery, it was one of the most stress-free Paulsboro Days the committee has had. The refinery put a lot of effort into it and a lot of money.
Beautiful. What number of Paulsboro Day was it?
21 or 22.
I can't believe how time is passing.
Yeah, for our first Paulsboro Day was, the first Paulsboro Day was in 1983, 84. Your father was involved in that.
That was a standalone.
Right, and then in 1997, Bob Banks, Moselle Dansby decided it was time to resurrect it, and we've been going steady since 1997.
Beautiful. And topped off with this year being one of the best. Let's go to the footage that's put together for Paulsboro Day this year. You'll see it's a different season, a little bit warmer, but you're going to enjoy the footage. Enjoy the footage, and we're coming right back.
you get is pain. When I wanted sunshine, I got rain. In a solid place, now I'm a believer. Not a trace, no doubt in my mind. I'm in love, I'm a believer. I couldn't leave her if I tried. Child, all you get is pain. When I wanted sunshine, I got rain. In a solid place, I'm a believer. Not a trace, no doubt in my mind.
Life is a journey that we travel with a lot of uncertainty. When your family is faced with change and you're in need of understanding, direction, honesty, and professionalism, we at the Landolfi Funeral Home have a tradition of assisting you with all of your needs in any way that we can. We offer many affordable funeral services. Please feel free to call us with any questions you may have or visit us at www.landolfifuneralhome.com.
Rizzo Family Chiropractic Center in Gibbstown offers pain relief with a difference. Using specific chiropractic adjustments, Rizzo Family Chiropractic will get to the root of your problem quickly. Bring your headaches, neck, back, joint, or limb pain to Dr. Karen Rizzo. If you have recurring pain, chiropractic can help. Rizzo Family Chiropractic can relieve many sources of pain without extended treatment and ongoing therapy. Give your family the gift of caring professional pain relief with a difference. Rizzo Family Chiropractic.
And welcome back. You know, part of this season in general, we want to highlight things where we can because good news is always good news. We're going to now visit with a brand new business on Broad Street. You may have driven by and wondered what it was. It's in the old 7-Eleven, which then later became Nate Mortar when he put Forelli's Bakery out there. Well, now it's a new store, and we're going to welcome the owners there. Also members of the Glorious Light Church, which has been just so helpful to town. Toby, give us your name again.
Toby Babajide.
Talk right in the camera.
Oh,
yeah.
sorry.
No, it's okay. It's okay. And this is...
And she's my wife as well.
Hello.
Ikepo Babajide. Hi.
Very nice to meet you. And there's a little baby over here. So if the tree gets pulled down or things start to fall, you realize that little babies are little babies. I'd offer some coffee, but that probably, caffeine would not be good at this time. Toby, tell us about your business because, first of all, it looks intriguing. Haven't had a chance to begin, but what takes place? Now, your business is called?
Restored Goods.
Restored Goods. What is Restored Goods?
Restored Goods is a company that we cater a lot to. Well, basically, I would say it falls underneath the umbrella of like any kind of a thrift store, but it's different in the sense where, for example, we do home stagings. But we don't do something like, very, very expensive. We make sure that we keep the prices very low. We also do, furnish restaurants. For example, there was a restaurant opening up. There was a brewery / coffee shop opening up right around the corner from us. And they wanted like 3 sections done in their establishment. And they didn't want to spend a whole lot of money. And we came in there and we were able to furnish everything that they needed on like a very, very tight budget.
What brewery was it?
It was called A Death of a Fox.
No, we know the owner real well. It's a great place. Yes, I've been in there. That's really nice work that you did. So I'm getting a sense, because we haven't had a chance to be there, although when the segment airs, Amy's going to have gotten some footage inside the store. So you take what would be furniture previously owned and repurpose it, and sometimes we'll repaint, redecorate, restore.
Exactly. So we do a lot of finding old things that people think that it's like garbage, and we try to make use out of it. We believe everything can still be reused. We don't believe in throwing out anything. For example, old doors from houses, they can be turned into benches. They can be turned into like a hall tree. You can use, basically, we just don't like to see like old furniture just, discarded as trash. It pains us when we see, like an old dining table just put in the trash. That can go into somebody else's home as brand new.
Well, it becomes art.
exactly.
It becomes art. Wonderful. New business in town. Intriguing place. You should stop in and say hello. We just got to meet these good folks tonight. The little baby's magnificent, by the way. Toby, good luck to you, by the way, and thank you for being. What is the phone number of the store? Is there a website or a Facebook site?
Yes. Phone number is 856-214-5141, and the website is called myrestoredgoods.com.
Very good. Now, his wife and the baby stepped off to the side. We're going to get the baby some sugar cookies. That should make the rest of the evening really go pretty well. Stay with us. We're coming right back.
Come on down Route 55 to the Millville Airport. Visit Smith & Jackson Military Antiques and Firearms, a gun shop with a woman's touch. Buying, selling, and trading firearms and military items, especially seeking World War II, German, Japanese, and American items. Buying single items or entire collections. That's Smith & Jackson Military Antiques and Firearms at the Millville Airport, 21 Peterson Street, next to the Glasstown Brewing Company.
And welcome back. Before we go into community notes, Irma and I are going to cover something that was an event that really we thought we had shown you the footage, but we didn't. The Irma, what year was this? This was the
24th annual induction ceremony.
24th annual induction ceremony for the Paulsboro High School Sports Hall of Fame. Drew almost 200 people to the gymnasium, which looked beautiful. But Irma, it was a good group.
Yes. Always a great group. Each year, we amaze ourselves every year. Pete Pandolfo, class of 1969. Jack Suter, class of 1971. This was the Jack Suter, the Marine Corps, and the wrestler.
Yeah, who flew their helicopter for President Reagan.
He did. Steve Salvatore, class of 1954. He was posthumously as a contributor coach, and he was your cousin, right, John?
Cousin, and just a big heart when it came to helping kids in athletics and Paulsboro High School enthusiasts.
And one handsome guy in high school, too, John. Angela Polina Petrutz, class of 2005. We had Candy Owen Kapanka, class of 1990, and Michael Bell, class of 1995. And what a great group, wonderful, great stories, and how Paulsboro High School and the coaches and the people in Paulsboro put their lives on, some of them on track, and they are very large successes today, John, because of Paulsboro.
Always a lot of fun, and the stories are very good and can be emotional. Mike Bell stood out in that group, and a lot of the previous winners were there as well. We'll go right to community notes. Irma, it's cold outside, but it's not cold in here.
Oh, it's always warm and white.
I thought it was July.
Happy birthday to Rosalind Sharper Coble, Denise Weiner Alcott, Willard Jeff the Wiz Hamilton. He was born the first day of probably 1956, 57, I think. Althea Miller, Patrick O'Leary, Pat Relation, Stacy Moran, Larry Moran Sr., Rashonda Braxton, Wayne Farrow, and that's our coach one of our coaches of our championship football team, Jim Milstead, who everybody knows, Paulsboro historian, the Barber triplets, Jason, Ryan, and Alyssa, Elaine Koshu, Edward Carson, Lenny Curtis, Brooke Reininger, Judy Maurer, Sandy Lipton, and Joanne Collner. And happy anniversaries to Terry and Bill Pollinger, Patty and Joe Sabatini, Kathy and Pete Policino, Linda and Bill Sampson, Ray and Gil King, and Anthony and Elaine Battaglis. Happy birthdays and happy anniversaries. John, there's a lot of things going on, a lot of basketball games, wrestling. This weekend they're up to Newton. And just keep your eye on the record. Just came out in December. We'll be out again in March, and we're busy in town.
A lot going on. And by the way, to the Street and Highway Department, did a real good job in this last storm, which not only snow is always difficult, but with the kind of temperatures made it even more challenging.
Yes, and thank goodness for all our borough workers. They had water main breaks, and they're out there working hard, and we're thankful for our people in Paulsboro that really care about us, John. And please stay warm, and check on your neighbors too.
That's a very good suggestion. Last time it was just cold. Irma, I, and Fred walked around with Arnold Bay with a pot of coffee. That was a few years ago. We probably ought to try and get that footage. For Fred Buchter behind the camera.
Don't you remember when we were down, what was it, 1997? We were down at the river on the ice.
Yeah. Yep, a little bit of ice in the river now. We're going to wrap the show up. For Fred Buchter behind the camera, Amy Cook, who couldn't be with us, for Bill Crane, our producer, couldn't be with us. So my father, who's home on the couch watching, and to Beth as well. That's going to do it, Irma.
See you on Broad Street. Keep warm and go Big Red.
Till next time.